When scientists signed up to explore outer space, they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. With just a window into outer space, these scientists have had to stare at discoveries so shocking that they could barely have the strength to stand. The new JWST landed in space with one mission: to demystify previously established space myths and shock everyone with space mysteries. It wasn't long before it sent pictures of strangely bright city lights. What does that mean to us? Are we getting closer to finding aliens, or will this finally be a new beginning of the search for extraterrestrial life in outer space? Human curiosity knows no bounds. From the invention of aircraft, explorer ships, and spaceships, these are undeniable evidence of how untamed human curiosity has led to insane discoveries of unexplored land never before imagined. Well, when the curiosity of outer space took things heavenward, it set the center stage for understanding our position in the universe and just having a feel of how vast our universe is. And now the scientists have no doubt that their curiosity will be quenched with the new James Webb Space Telescope. The Space Observer is a one-of-a-kind that took 25 long years to build. Seeing how many years were put into the design is a clear depiction of just how much money and work went in. Well, how much work are we talking about here? Scientists previously set out that the launch date for the telescope would be somewhere in 2010. Unfortunately, things didn't turn out as planned, as the design required terrible detail and keenness for it to perform as expected. In addition to that, finances started becoming an issue, causing a long delay in building this space observatory. Talking of money, the Webb telescope cost a whopping $10 billion, making it the most expensive telescope in the entire world. Initially, NASA projected a budget of $1 billion, which, as they found out, was down below the mark. By 2007, their total spending had already surpassed $1.2 billion just 3 years after they began the project. They ended up spending 10 times the initial amount, but that wasn't in vain. The JWST is a state-of-the-art kind of observatory. In fact, part of the design involves fine-coating the mirrors with fine gold, and scientists conclusively agree that there's never been such an observatory before. But now with this telescope, the scientists are facing a moment of truth. At the launching of the telescope, it was sent to a special position called the Lagrangian point. This is a position which is neutral to the Earth's gravitational pull and the Sun's heat. Plus, this point is pretty strategic since it enables the telescope to orbit around the Sun instead of around the Earth like the Hubble. To be pretty clear, the Lagrangian point is crucial for the maintenance of Webb's optimal temperature, which is an impossible negative 273 degrees Celsius. You see, apart from the JWST being the most sophisticated telescope ever invented, it's important to note that it's the coolest to ever reach space. Without this temperature range, then all the accurate results might be jeopardized. Thankfully, scientists put that feature into keen consideration, as there is a mechanism that maintains the cooling of the telescope. 5 months after the launch of the telescope, and scientists got an answer they were hoping to get for 1,000 years. The scientists saw what looked like a city of lights. You know that view you have when you're looking down below the city while on top of a skyscraper? That's exactly what the JWST saw, but now in outer space. With the JWST's stunning capability of seeing the invisible, it was able to notice something that the Hubble never detected from space. We could also owe this apparent success to the advantageous position of the Webb over where the Hubble is. The Hubble only covers 346 short miles from the Earth's atmosphere, so it's closer to home. But the Webb is 1,000,000 miles away from the Earth, so it would naturally reveal more than what the Hubble could. The discovery of city lights also came at a time when scientists are still coming to terms with the fact that some of the previously believed theories about the formation of the stars might not be true. In addition to that, the discovery sets in at a time when Elon Musk, the SpaceX CEO, declared that there are aliens and that they exist among us. So naturally, the city lights thing was a matter of hot debate among scientists. Aliens' existence is a subject that has been existent as far as we can remember. Some astronomers and scientists have claimed actual encounters with aliens, though with insufficient evidence, whereas others have had a good reason to take a contrary stand. Some scientists oppose that the search was all in the wrong places, and that's why there's never been a conclusive answer to this day. However, SETI, or Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, which has been looking for aliens and found nothing, suggested that the search should continue in the broader astronomy world, even if it means finding nothing. SETI has been looking for radio signals from aliens, hoping that it would one day have that discovery land at its door, but it seems the aliens are a matter of illusion. But before anyone could come to any conclusion, the JWST had a point to make about the city lights. Accurate calculations from the astronomers show that if the night side of any exoplanet had enough urbanization to emit 5% of the daylight's brightness, then the Webb telescope would identify it. For comparison, our planet produces about 0.01% of our dayside brightness. However, due to the advanced technologies, if the wavelength of light were 1,000 times smaller than the stars, the JWST could only identify 0.01% of the illumination. Even so, we got lucky enough that the Webb telescope was able to identify the city lights. Despite the many billions of kilometers, the JWST had to discern these strange lights. The idea of looking for city lights was brought about by a pair of researchers from the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics and Princeton University. These duos devised a means by which the most powerful telescope would be able to detect artificial lights from cities on other planets that might be inhabited by extraterrestrial intelligence. They were impressed by the results of the JWST and are in the process of making another project. Their new project involves sending another powerful telescope to space. Thankfully though, it won't be as big as the JWST. Actually, it would be different from the JWST in many respects. For one, it will be specifically sent to search for city lights in outer space. Now that the JWST has proven that there's such a thing as space city lights, that's more motivation for the completion of the project. Secondly, the size will be half of what the JWST is, 39.3 meters to be exact, and the construction site is at the European Southern Observatory in Chile. This telescope will work by watching for transiting planets, after which it will isolate the light of the planet by subtracting the light of the star by itself from the light of the planet and the star combined. The technique sounds new, but it's not strange among astronomers. As a matter of fact, the technique has already been used by astronomers to detect signatures of oxygen, hydrogen, water vapor, and carbon dioxide. While the elements may differ, the general principle is still the same. However, the hope of finding aliens using this technique is still a matter of worthy debate, and scientists should probably not put high expectations on finding aliens. If aliens were as existent, then we should have made connections with them eons ago. After all, the famous belief that their civilization is far more advanced than ours should have ushered their speedy advent on our planet. Well, we could suppose that they may not be interested in making connection with us, but humans have very sophisticated technologies that could easily detect radio signals. Anyone could argue that light waves travel faster than radio waves. But wait, that's not the end of the argument. Radio waves are less likely to be absorbed, meaning that they will definitely travel further than light. What's more, science confirms that radio waves travel at the same speed as light waves. What's interesting is that radio waves have more energy than light waves. Well, if the city lights are visible from afar, meaning the aliens are urbanized, if at all they exist, then the radio waves should have been the first to be detected far before the lights. On the other hand, the many instances of alien encounters have not given unmistakable evidence of their existence. Even so, there's been several reports of alien abductions, most of which have been staged. Otherwise, the supposed true ones have also not left enough evidence that captures even the footprints or the DNA of these strange beings. However, for now, scientists are still giving the discovery of city lights a matter of great thought. The pictures are still subject to much analysis before a conclusive answer is reached about the true nature of the city lights. But while that goes on, the SETI community are planning to transmit radio messages into space known as active SETI. Proponents of active SETI hold that advanced extraterrestrial civilizations cannot discern the city lights from our planet, since our city lights are too far and too feeble to see. If at all, they use SETI's methods to measure city lights. As for now, we can wait and see what space holds in store for us, whether it's aliens or a vast expanse of beautiful galaxies spanning through an endless course. You never know. Galactical space could be a road leading to somewhere glorious, more so than the human eye has ever discerned. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to this channel for more videos.